Guys, it's here. It's day 21 of our 21-day challenge. It's the last day. How are you feeling? How has it been for you? It has been amazing for me. Journaling something that I've done from a very young age, but what I found is that in certain points of my life, I just kind of fell out of the habit. It's not that I fell out of love with the practice, because I could never. But I think I just went through times of frustration, not knowing how to explain myself, even though it's only to my journal. And it just meant that I didn't journal as much. But after this 21 days, doing it every single day and being deliberate about writing about a prompt or answering a question that's a prompt, it has just, I'm never, ever going back. I hope you guys have been feeling the same. Those of you who have fallen off of journaling and those of you who have just picked it up for the first time, I hope that you're actually experiencing the joy associated with journaling. Sometimes some of the prompts can feel a bit difficult because you have to tap into emotions and memories and, go into a journey of pondering that you might not have done before. And that can feel a bit difficult. It's so good for us. We should stop, and we need to stop avoiding difficult situations and emotions that feel uncomfortable just because we don't like them and they're uncomfortable, because you have to feel to heal. And sometimes you don't even know you need healing until you start feeling and reacting and searching and digging. So not all the prompts had the same effect, but I hope that you've all gained some goodness from this. Just before I get into today's entry, I just want to remind everybody who is not watching this from the Orange Room. The Orange Room is my online community. It's hosted on a wellness platform called Kygo, and it's where I do it's very similar to how I would group coach. So it's like a group coaching kind of vibe, but I'm not as, talk to me. I'm not as, there's not as much pressure, I guess. That's when you're doing group coaching, you're paying for a certain, a certain program, so it's different. But yeah, it's full of goodness, and one of the things that I do and I continue to teach and continue to encourage people to do is journaling, and that's why I've given you guys a glimpse into it with this 21-day challenge. So if you do want to continue after this challenge, after today, then click the link in my bio and join now. For today's prompt, for our final prompt of the challenge, grab your journals, grab your pens, write down today's date, write down how you're feeling, how you've been feeling today, write down where you are, what's, around you, in front of you. Great for nostalgia, I keep saying. And write down one thing you're grateful for over the past 24 hours. So for me, one thing that I'm grateful for is I'm grateful for, oh man, I should have thought about this one. I'm grateful for swimming. I haven't swam in the past 24 hours, but I did a couple of weeks ago, and I've just joined a new gym which has a swimming pool. And the idea of swimming and just thinking about it cheers me up and makes me happy. So yeah, I joined that gym earlier on today, and that is something that I'm genuinely grateful for. And I love a swim. I was stressed like a few weeks ago, and someone actually said to me, Penny, have you swam? Like, have you been able to access a pool? They knew even better than I did. They thought about it before even I did. They knew that a swim would fix me. So I'm grateful for swimming. And now, for today's unique prompt, I want you to write down 5 improvements that you could make, or that you dream of, or that you would love to make in your whole life. So it could be, they could be 5 completely different ones. They could be like one to do with health, one to do with relationships, one to do with career, one to do with hobbies, one to do with personal development, whatever it might be. 5 things that you feel could do, or that you feel could do with a bit of improvement. Sorry, same as yesterday, I'm trying to do this 1 minute thing, but yeah, 5 things that you could work on. So I'm just going to give you an example. If you find that you comfort eat, which for the past year, I've found that I've never really struggled with comfort eating before, but as I'm starting to understand about emotional regulation, I've found that I actually eat sugar at a certain time in the day because that's when my energy drops, and it's like I'm subconsciously trying to search for an energy boost. So I've cut out sugar, apart from on the weekends where I have limited myself to wine. But I've stopped eating all kinds of refined sugar. I'm also committing to spending more time reading the Bible and seeking God in the morning and in the evening to develop my spiritual life. The list goes on, but they're just two. But I want you to think of 5. I'm just trying to give you examples. But so there's 2. One's my health, one's my spiritual life. And there's so many more that I could probably list, but this video will be 25 minutes. But yeah, I want you to think about and write about 5 things that you could improve in your life, 5 improvements you could make in your life that you would love to see, even if you feel like they are things that you could never change, or if you feel like these changes are impossible for you. Same thing, different wording. Still write them down. And then what I want you to do is to think about 1 step you could make to get closer to either acting on that or making it, a reality. So even if, again, like if you were to say, I really want to exercise more, but there's not a gym in sight in your area and you really don't like exercising at home, still write down, I could find a gym, or I could get myself really motivated for home workouts. That's a really boring example, but you know what I mean. These are things that you would think, I want to make that change, but it's not really possible for me. Even though I know what steps could be made, they're not available to me. Even if that's the case, still write it down. But I want you to, first of all, try to think of options that could actually be accessible for you. You don't have to act on them. I just want you to write them down. So that's our last prompt for the challenge, guys. Let me know how you found it. I've said this already, but your feedback is so valuable. And come over to the Orange Room where I'm going to be continuing this and we can engage more around journaling. And share this. If this has done you good, share it with others. Did I say with others or happy journaling?